He and President Macron walk out of the East Room of the White House after a roughly 35-minute or so, maybe 40-minute plus news conference there. And you heard it center largely on this issue, of course, of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia and the negotiations to try to end this war as the world watches and marks the third year now, the third essential milestone, basically, of this war continuing. You heard the French president over and over again talk about the need for security guarantees for Ukraine. You did not hear that kind of similar language from President Trump himself, who talked about what he would do in these talks with Russia. He plans to have those discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin and the Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky soon, he says. I want to bring in now our senior White House correspondent, Gabe Gutierrez, who is in the room for that press conference. And Gabe, this issue of guarantees, this issue of security, Macron could not have been more clear that that is the priority for him and for his allies.
Yeah, that's right, Hallie. And listen, you'll forgive the row of correspondents here that we're all talking over each other, which I know that is something you know all too well. But we are starting to see the contours of this peace deal here at this meeting between Emmanuel Macron and President Trump. They've been meeting behind closed doors throughout the day, and you really saw here the two leaders, President Macron being very careful to compliment President Trump for working with Ukraine on this minerals deal. But again, this sticking point, what will the security guarantees be? That still remains a major, major issue. Still, President Macron does say that there is a way forward. The question will be whether President Trump continues to, some critics say, ice out Ukraine in direct negotiations with the Russians. But Hallie, we did learn today that President Trump says that he does expect President Zelensky to come here to the White House and speak with President Trump regarding this minerals deal and perhaps sign it as early as this week or next. But that was something that the major issue today between the two leaders was the war in Ukraine. However, something else that is looming over the talks today and President Trump did not answer questions about is this issue about the federal workers, that over the weekend they received this controversial email asking them to put bullet points on what they've accomplished over the past week. So far, there's been conflicting guidance from some of those agencies on what these federal workers should do. And the president responded earlier today saying that the conflicting guidance, it was not combative, that some of the agency heads actually that it wasn't combative, even though it was the Justice Department, it was the State Department, some of President Trump's cabinet members that urged these federal workers not to respond, or at least to pause on responding. Earlier today, again, the president was asked about it, did not answer a question directly here in the East Room. But again, President Macron did say that he does see a path forward here. It will be interesting to see in the coming days whether President Trump and the Ukrainians can hash out this minerals deal, because as President Trump says, President Zelensky had refused to sign that deal just a few days ago, but both leaders saying that there is some progress being made. Hal.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.